Hi, welcome to Hygiene Together. This is my new body doubling series where we'll be doing our hygiene together. This is for anyone who struggles with hygiene for any reason, and especially for you if you feel embarrassed about it. There are so many things that make hygiene hard, from executive dysfunction, pain, fatigue, so many chronic illnesses and disabilities, sensory sensitivities, not knowing what to do or how to do it. And there's also just so much misinformation out there on the internet right now that it's really easy to feel like you're never doing enough, with everyone having these 40-step everything showers and telling you that every single step is absolutely necessary or you're a dirty sewer rat. Like, if you follow me anywhere else, you know how much I hate hygiene talk, and I'm very vocal about that and about how problematic it is, how ableist it is. So if this is you and you're someone who struggles with hygiene, I know you're not lazy. I don't think you're gross. I know you're having a really hard time and you want to do these things. I know you want to take a shower. I know you want to brush your teeth. I do. You just don't have the capacity to do it. I think a lot of people mistake capacity with discipline. You can have the capacity to do something and not have the discipline to actually do it. You can have the discipline to do something, like you have the desire to do it, you really want to do it, and you can technically commit to it, but you don't have the capacity for it. And I think it's really important to understand when you're having a capacity versus a discipline problem. And typically, when it comes to hygiene and struggling with it, it's very likely, if not every time, a capacity problem. So you're not broken, you're not filthy, you are human, and you're going through a really, I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh. This is a video that teenage me desperately needed to hear. I cannot believe I'm crying. My first YouTube video. I just did my makeup. But I've struggled with depression which is a disability, by the way. A lot of people don't know that mental illnesses are disabling. But I have struggled with depression for more than half my life now. I actually don't even remember a time in my life where I wasn't depressed. I think the first time that I expressed not wanting to be on this planet, I was like 10. And, there's just so much stigma. I'm Kenyan, in the Kenyan community, and it was just really hard to ask for help. And so I was just suffering in silence. And that suffering for me looked like my hygiene routines falling behind. This is something that honestly is really hard for me to make, but I also know it's going to be so impactful for someone else. And it's something that teenage Lily would have loved to see, and it would have been so validating. And I wish I didn't spend all those years feeling so much shame for. Let me get myself together. I wish I didn't spend all those years feeling so much shame, calling myself lazy, just being absolutely awful to myself because I did not understand that I'm disabled. I've been disabled for most of my life from depression, and I've acquired more disabilities since that also make hygiene hard. If you follow me on Instagram, I've shared my diagnosis of ankylosing spondylitis, where for pretty much an entire year between 2024 to like December 2025, I could not walk. Ankylosing spondylitis is a form of inflammatory arthritis, and for me, the pain was so bad that it completely took my mobility. So I stayed in bed for months. I was literally I lived in bed, and it was just impossible for me to take a shower, to wash my face, to brush my teeth, and do all of that outside of the bed. And so I became extremely passionate about giving other people the tools that were helping me in such a rough season of my life. I literally just regained my ability to walk a few months ago. This time last year, I did not think I would ever walk again with how much pain I was in. I got a cane. I just had a really hard time using it because, we all have internalized ableism, and it just felt like, am I really there yet? And yes, if you need mobility aids, please use them. They will make your life so much easier. So if this is something that applies to you, I know you probably feel really embarrassed about it, but I just want to remind you that I don't think you're lazy. I don't think you're gross. In fact, I know you're not lazy because I personally don't believe laziness exists, especially in relation to hygiene. People don't want to be unclean. People don't want to have body odor. So I just really hate when I'm on like TikTok and specifically shower talk, and people are like, how can you go weeks or months without showering? I barely wanted to live. Like, I promise you, when someone is hanging on by a thread, hygiene is the first thing to go. The first. Like, it's honestly just the easiest thing to drop. It's harder to drop things like eating food, drinking water, because those directly affect your body. Like, if you don't drink water for a few days, you're going to feel terrible, and dehydration is really dangerous. But washing your face, brushing your teeth, skipping those doesn't have like immediate impacts. And so I've personally found that those are the easiest to abandon when I'm having a really hard time. So I'm creating this shame-free space where we'll be doing our hygiene together using a technique called body doubling that has quite literally changed my life. For so many people, it's really hard to initiate a task alone. So just simply having someone nearby, someone that you feel safe with, especially, and in this case, we're strangers. I have absolutely nothing to judge you for. I know you probably are like ashamed of, I don't know, how your room looks or how your bathroom looks. One, mine probably looks the same. But two, this is a safe space. No one can see you. No one is shaming you. No one is judging you. There is no demand for you to do something specific, or I'm not going to tell you that you must do this with me. If you can, I would love for you to participate. That's the entire point of this. But if all you can manage is to watch this and you just don't have the capacity to actually participate, that's also okay. I actually am really happy that you feel comfortable enough watching me for, I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'm just happy you're here. So you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do anything, or you can do anything or everything that I do. Today specifically, I'm going to be removing my makeup, brushing my teeth. I took a shower earlier already, so don't need to do that again, but I would have done that after taking off my makeup. But first, I want to set a few rules before we get started. And the first one is an important question that I think everyone needs to ask themselves. Do you have the capacity to do something? Like when you set a goal, do you have the capacity and the resources to actually do this? So when you say, I'm going to take a shower, do you have the capacity to take a shower? Have you eaten? Are you hydrated? Are you in pain? Are you fatigued? All of those drain your capacity. So even though you have the desire to take a shower or to brush your teeth, if you don't have the capacity to do it, you're not going to be able to do it. And then you're just going to feel ashamed of yourself. But I think if you took a step back and asked yourself first, do I have the capacity to do the task that I want to do? And if you do, sure, go right ahead and do it. If you don't, reconsider if you should even attempt doing it, or if there are ways that you can modify it. So I post a lot about that on Instagram too. I'll be sharing that over here as well. But this is just such an important question, especially for the shame aspect of, struggling with hygiene. Because if you know you technically can't do something, then it's not your fault. Like if you can't get out of bed, it's not your fault that you can't take a shower. This is something that I personally found really helpful. And with this question, something else that I ask myself when I do have the capacity, like I know I physically can get out of bed. All of my basic needs are met. I'm not in pain. I know I can do it, but I just don't want to. Like there's that stubborn toddler part of my brain that is just like, I don't want to do this. Like I just don't. And that's when I tell myself, like, one, some things you just have to do when you don't want to do them. Like, you don't have to do it feeling great. But on the other hand, doing certain things that just are generally conducive to your mental health being better is gonna help your mental, you're gonna feel better, even if it's just slightly. I'm not saying this is gonna solve every issue that you have right away, but just taking a shower or brushing your teeth and feeling clean again makes such a big impact on your mental health. If you have the capacity to do something, but you just don't feel like it, just remember that motivation is not going to find you. I have personally found that motivation really only comes after action. When I'm starting something, I will break it down to the tiniest task possible to where it's just impossible to fail. And that's actually our next rule. Break tasks down. Like, don't say, I have to take a shower. Say, I have to sit up in bed, or I'm gonna stand up, or I'm just gonna go turn the water on. I'm just gonna go stand in the bathroom. And I know that may sound silly hearing it, but this is how you're gonna get your brain to actually move, because it's such a simple step that your brain is like, oh yeah, I can sit up in bed. I can stand up. Like, even if there's some resistance there because you just are still stuck in like that loop and that like spiral of shame. If you know you have the capacity to get out of bed, it's just going to be so much easier if you just break it down to just getting out of bed, not take a shower, just get out of bed. So if you're watching this and you have a task that you need to do and you know you have the capacity to do it, just do the smallest part of that task. Like you're not brushing your teeth, just pick up your toothbrush. That's it. Just pick up your toothbrush. Just hold on to it. You don't have to brush your teeth. But typically what will happen when I start one thing, the motivation starts compounding. So I do one thing and it tells my brain, oh my gosh, I just did something. I can do the next thing. Like, let's try that. Perfect example of that is like, if I'm stuck in bed and I just don't feel like getting up, I'll just say, let me just sit up. And then I'm like, oh, I sat up. Then I'm like, let me stand up. Oh, I stood up. let me go to the bathroom. Oh my goodness, I'm in the bathroom. Let me turn on the shower. And then I start hearing the water in the shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to feel clean again. So now I'm actually looking forward to get into the shower because it wasn't some long draining process to get there. It was extremely tiny steps that were really easy for my brain to accept and to be willing to do because you want to make the task so small for you, whatever that looks like for you, that it's essentially impossible to fail it. And then our third rule, pick one task. Do not say you're going to do your everything shower today. You're not. You know you're not going to do that. You're going to feel terrible afterwards. Pick one task. Today can just be your teeth. Tomorrow can be your hair. The next day can be a full shower or even a partial shower. You don't have to give everything your all. Give it whatever you have. And this is why I think it's so important to have routines that are adaptable because sometimes you just don't have the energy or the capacity for the all part. You have some. If you tell yourself that you're going to do them today and then you start and you get really overwhelmed and then you can't do it, you're just going to get right back into that shame spiral that we all know all too well. Another thing that I want you to do, if you're able to right now, whatever task you've decided that you want to do with me in this video, prepare for it. And what I mean by that is if you're going to take a shower, have your towel out on your bed, have your deodorant out. And ideally, you want to keep these things in the areas that you tend to use them. So, for example, my towel stays in my bathroom. It's just always there. My deodorant is in my bathroom. Anything that I know I need to do right after I step out, or I'll sometimes have those things in my bedroom or in my office, depending on where I'm going to be doing my routine that day. So just make it as easy as possible for you to start and finish. So you can pause right here and just grab anything that you need to do the task that you want to do today. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. I just did my makeup because I had to film for work today. So this is not like my normal everyday routine at all. I actually barely wear makeup. So tonight I'm just using these 4 a.m. clean sheets because I just don't have energy to wash my face in the sink tonight. I have had I drank a Red Bull today, which was honestly a big mistake that I should not have done. And it just made me like extremely jittery and I spent like half the day feeling terrible. So yeah, I still feel really dizzy right now and I just don't want to stand and make that dizziness worse. So I'm going to use a wipe, which is a perfectly okay option. Like you don't have to give it your all. I just want to say if you are doing any hygiene task with me, you don't necessarily have to be cleansing your face like I am. I am so, so proud of you because starting is the hardest part. Just know that this is a safe space for you to return to whenever you're having a hard time with your hygiene, even if that's every day. I will be here the entire time and I'm not rushing you. The only thing I don't like about these is that they're pretty hard to open if your hands are not super dry. Like I could tear. Where are my scissors? Oh my god. It should not require this much strength to open a pack of wipes, actually. Ugh, I broke it, but it'll still come out. If you're new here, I'm an accessibility specialist for a beauty brand, so I am constantly testing out packaging, and I'm starting a new series called Beauty Packaging School, which is where I'll be breaking down what makes packaging more or less accessible. I finished taking my makeup off, so I'm going to brush my teeth next. These are the Colgate Wisps. I've used these for years. I absolutely love them. I will say these have a very minty taste, so if you don't like mint, I really don't think you're going to like these. I wish they came in like an unflavored flavor. I can't think. But yeah, the mint is definitely not a fun sensory experience. I actually have this little floss pick. Again, this is not the perfect method of flossing, but it's better than doing absolutely nothing. So I'll just flip this over and just... See, this is what I mean about like motivation compounds. I did not feel like doing this at all. I feel awful today. Like drinking Red Bull was easily the worst decision I've made in a very long time. I don't know what I was thinking. I just really wanted some energy, but that did not work out well for me. And I knew I wasn't supposed to drink it. That's the thing. Like, I am very sensitive to caffeine. My cardiologist has told me don't drink caffeine. And what did I do? I drank caffeine and I'm paying the price for it. So I really didn't want to do this, but I just already started something. And now in my brain, I'm like, well, I'm already here. My wisps are right next to me. I can brush my teeth. I don't have to go stand at the sink for this. Like, I can stay right where I am. And even if I was in bed, I do like to keep these on my hygiene cart, which I've also talked about on Instagram. But instead of a nightstand, I actually keep a cart next to my bed just to keep things like this on there, or just anything else that I may need on days where I can't get out of bed that is like stuff that are related to hygiene. So I will post a screenshot here of that post, and I'll also include the link in the description for this video so you can see the things that I keep in my hygiene cart. We made it. We made it to the end. I'm so, so proud of you if you were able to do something. And even if you weren't, again, I'm still just proud of you for being here, for watching this. This is really hard to watch. Like, I'm not, delusional that this is like a video that is easy or enjoyable to watch. It is really making you confront like a lot of heavy feelings, shame, embarrassment, guilt. Like, this is not a light subject at all. So the fact that you sat here with me and you watched this and you listened to me, that means so much to me. And I'm trying not to cry. I don't know why I'm so emotional right now. I don't know how to end a YouTube video. I guess I'll see you in the next video. I don't know exactly when that will be. I do want to be posting a minimum twice a week. And what I plan moving forward is to have more of like a structured, like in this video, we're doing dental hygiene. In this video, I'm taking a shower. In this video, I'm washing my face, or just whatever other specific task. Just so if you are struggling with that task too, we can literally be doing the exact same task. And I just think that that makes it a little bit easier when you're also watching me do something that you're doing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this series and just any questions that you have. If you have any topics that you'd like me to cover, I'm just so, so grateful that you stayed here with me. And if you tried something, if you tried to do something, even if you didn't finish it, I'm so proud of you for trying. And again, even if you weren't able to, do any task, that's okay. You simply don't have the capacity to. You are not lazy. There's nothing you need to feel ashamed about. Thank you. I will see you in the next video, which should hopefully be in a few days. Bye.